Valentine Day is here. Many of you watching, I'm assuming, is getting something for your loved ones to show your appreciation for them. February for some can be beautiful. You can be happily in love or be happily single. Being with someone or by yourself can be great, or it can feel like turmoil. Some of us are meant to find that one, or stay single, as relationships, marriages, or even having children aren't meant for everyone. Some of us just aren't meant for it. But what you fall into, either walks of life should involve you both growing your relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. And the same goes towards living in singleness. And that's a hard pill for people to swallow. Finding love is hard. Regardless if you're neurotypical or atypical, dealing with social awkwardness or a physical or mental condition that makes communication hard. As communication is key in any relationship, something most of us take for granted. Sometimes we grow impatient in singleness and we try to rush it for our own reasons, instead of waiting on God's timing. Just like Sarah and Abraham rushing to have a child with a mistress when they were promised a child, but the age they were made them unbelievers in that promise. Otherwise, they would have waited and didn't have any consequences to face because of their choice. Society and media has influenced our way of looking at relationships throughout all time. Through media, they put out this message of, you gotta be with someone to live a happy life, or plaster sex in what we see and read because sex sells, shaping how we view relationships and each other. Not saying it's bad today, of course not. If you like someone and feel led to express your feelings towards them, I am not here to say don't do it. If it's God inspired, go ahead. If it's based on a feeling, ask yourself if it's for the right reasons. But the idea of, I gotta be with someone, can lead us to be with the wrong person and can be destructive. Or it could be the other way around and drive a person to despair if they don't find someone because society said to settle down with someone. It's no different than your parents nagging at you to give them grandchildren. In Proverbs 21:9 it says, better to live on a corner of the roof than share a house with a quarrelsome wife. I bet some of you ladies and gents can relate to that. Take that as you will. Now, it's no secret every one of us has a struggle with lust, which is to look at someone or something the wrong way that doesn't respect them. It isn't respecting your partner either if you're lusting after someone else. Jesus said to look at a woman lustfully is committing adultery with them in your heart. In other words, it's lusting after people that aren't your own wife or husband. Then there is sexual attraction. It's the opposite of lust. It's the sexual attraction that God intended, not the perversion Satan has turned sex into through impure thoughts, coarse language, and dirty sex. That's why sex can be viewed negatively, such as sex before marriage. Of course, God can work through that, as sex is what makes us, and through His beautiful breath of life. Being married is good. Being single is good. Paul said of this gift of singleness in 1 Corinthians verse 7 through 9. I wish that all of you were as I am, but each of you has your own gift from God. One has this gift, another has that. Now to the unmarried and the widows I say, it is good for them to stay unmarried, as I do. But if they cannot control themselves, they should marry. For it is better than to burn with passion. They can lust after their spouse, but for the individual dealing with their carnal desire, it might be better they be married so they don't burn in their lust. Ultimately, this month reflects on love, and us Christians know that love is God. God is love. God doesn't need us, He wants us. We may never find fulfillment in romance or companionship, but that void can always be filled by God if you allow Him. Happy February, everybody. God bless.